Round 1. Fight.
Heroes never die.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow in the knee.
Power, sex, power. They both come down to one thing.
Hungry gamers.
Hello, and welcome, boys and girls, to episode 140 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. We are powered by 8bit.net and Audio Technica. I'm your extremely humble host, Brendan White. You can find me just about everywhere, Brendan 8bit. And joining me today, my usual two partners in crime, Miss Ali Hart and Salim Abraham. We found out Miss Ali Hart and Salim TD, respectively. But also joining us today at the Hungry HQ are everyone's favourite non-playable characters. Two men who put the P in NPC. Alex Blueshift Andrea, who can be found at Blueshift77, and Andrew Aclay Clayton, who can be found at Aclay1788. They are a couple of NPCs. Welcome to the show, baby.
Ooh, that was
smooth.
That was too smooth.
That was a little bit too smooth.
Yours is like really erratic and overly excited.
Yeah, but that's me.
That was smooth.
Yeah.
Like a finely ground coffee.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, no, great to be here, guys.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, welcome back, we should say, because we did start to record a PAX Australia-based special last year, in Melbourne.
It feels like a week ago.
It does, because time flies when you're having fun or you're miserable, I don't know. But yeah, we had just down there. The episode never made it to air due to some technical difficulties and the fact we didn't actually record an ending to the podcast. So we thought, you know what? Let's get you guys on for the full uncut THG NPC crossover experience. And
That sounds delicious.
yeah, it's coming. It's like a special limited edition cereal. But yeah, episode 140. We've got the NPCs here. Welcome. Did you guys want to give us the quick elevator pitch on who you are, what you do, so on and so forth, to get those listeners up to speed if they aren't familiar with your works?
Alright, so we are a couple of NPCs, and we do a weekly podcast, and we stream 3 to 4 days a week on twitch.tv/ a couple of NPCs, and we pretty much just talk shit and play some games, and it's never really well. But I tell you what, we have a hell of a time doing it.
Yeah.
What else do we do? That's it. Oh, we got a YouTube channel as well. We do like highlights for all of our streams. So if you can't catch the streams, you can go to our YouTube and catch like some of the highlights. You know, and we do highlights on our social media. So if you ever, because some people can't make it to the streams, obviously. So if you follow us on like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, pretty much everywhere, you can still kind of get up to speed with some of the shenanigans that we've been doing.
Shenanigans is the right word.
Yeah, that's probably the word. A couple of shenanigans.
A couple of MP shenanigans.
Yes.
And if you follow a couple of MP shenanigans on Instagram, you will see at the moment that you two boys are in the middle of a Nuzlocke challenge on Pokemon Soul Silver. I have a very soft spot, or a very special place in my heart for Nuzlocke challenges, having done a few myself.
They're amazing.
Talk us through it. Where is it up to? How's your team looking? Has anyone died? Have there been any significant casualties?
All right. So when we do it, right, we always have a theme for how we name the Pokemon. So we've done a few. This is like our 4th challenge. I think we've had musician nicknames.
Yeah, musicians. Superheroes.
Yep.
Not rom-com.
Oh, no, sitcom characters.
Yeah, 90s sitcom characters.
We had a hypno called Costanza.
Oh,
Yes.
He was the MVP. He was the
so
man.
good.
We had a Eradicate called Kramer.
yeah. He was a beast.
A Gloom called Ross. It was fantastic. But yeah, we normally do like themes for the nicknames, and we put it up on Twitter, and the vote came to anime characters. So it's a very weeb intensive Nuzlocke challenge, which suits us just fine because we're closet weebs, not so closet. And so currently we have a Chikorita called Byakuya from
Beautiful.
Bleach. We have we had a Wooper.
Yeah, named Osaka. She's dead now.
She died in the same route that we got her.
Yeah, no, she didn't last long at all. Poor thing.
We were like training her up, and this Bellsprout was like, Oh, bitch, you trying to escape? Not today. Vine whip times 4.
We get so riled up.
He got so upset that the next trainer that came up, he like started yelling at
Oh.
them. And it's like, they can't hear you.
They can't. I don't care. They're gonna know.
Just
I
like,
went
wow.
overboard with the. I think I had a Pokemon in. I poisoned their Pokemon. Then I brought in our Ghastly. Mean looked at, spited it a couple times, so I couldn't do anything. And I was just like watching it slowly die from the poison damage, and I'm like, yes, this is for Osaka.
And then we eventually got a Geodude called Kirishima.
Oh, he's putting in work.
Yeah. So like My Hero Academia, for whoever's seen it, he's the character that can like harden his skin.
Yeah.
So we'll like make him a Geodude.
And very recently in our last session, we had
Drowsy.
We caught a Drowsy, and we named him Pegasus. From Yu-Gi-Oh. Like,
Because we thought it would be hilarious to see a Drowsy with like the Millennium Eye and like the red trench coat. Yu-Gi boy.
yeah. But we were fighting a trainer, and he had a Magma. And he hit us with this, like, out-of-nowhere feint attack, which is a Dark-type move, and it takes out Psychic types. Came out of nowhere. Didn't expect it at all.
Because he's been just, like, using Amber, Smokescreen, and
Yeah.
Smog. And we're just like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
For sure, if he had Feint Attack, he'd use it from the get-go.
Yeah, no, but he knocked us the hell out. Oh, I got so dirty. I got filthy.
How does it feel? Like, obviously, these Nuzlocke challenges, they play on your emotions from the jump because, obviously, you faint. That's permadeath. And
Yes.
no doubt you grow extremely attached to respective Pokemons. What's been the hardest
Yes.
loss that you guys have had to go through?
It was Costanza.
Costanza.
Hands down, it was Costanza in the
very
first
first
run.
run.
Because
We're
he
in the
made it to the Elite Four.
Yeah, and we're up against a Gengar, and we're like, yeah, no, he's got really good like special defense. He can handle a couple of hits, you know. And I think he took a solid Shadow Ball and lived, and we're like,
With more than half health.
yeah, and we're like, no, he can handle this. He can handle this, and we kept him in to try and knock out the Gengar
Because
he
I don't think the rest of our team could...
could handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kept him in. He hit the Gengar. He didn't kill it. Gets hit with a second Shadow Ball and just drops him.
I think was it a crit?
It might have been. Because, you know, that's the nature of the beast.
From there, we lost no other Pokemon. Everybody else rose to the occasion and avenged Costanza.
Yeah, it was quite uplifting.
I remember seeing some video highlights of the Costanza roller coaster way back when, I think, when he did drop, and there was some brilliant little clips doing the rounds that I think yourselves, maybe Dash, might have cut together that had me in stitches. It was an emotional roller coaster. So
I love it. It's so good.
yeah, but listeners, you can hear the passion and the enthusiasm and the energy, and not really any dick jokes at the moment, but they may come a bit later.
We're on our best behavior.
You can't afford to do that in Nuzlocke runs. You got to be serious. Every time that we like take it easy, people die. All right, they die. We lose Costanza.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we actually ended up losing that Pegasus Drowsy from our recent run. We lost him to that feint attack, and then I was so pissed. And then as we're like looking at another route for more Pokemon to catch, we run into another Drowsy, and we're like, oh my god.
Pegasus is back from the Shadow Realm.
I'm always heartbroken when I do one because you obviously, one of the rules is you can only catch the first
very
Pokemon
first.
on a new route. Yeah. Doesn't matter who it is. That's your only chance to catch a Pokemon. And like you might need like a water type or something. Like you're going to come up against some fire trainers or something. And you're like, I need a water type. And then you get there and it's like Pidgey. And you're just like, I need to
my
make
limit,
this work.
Pidgey.
I need
You
to
got a
teach
box
this
full of
Pidgey
Pidgeys.
surf somehow. Yeah. I'm going to do another Nuzlocke. God, I love talking about it.
Yeah, you should. I've been in a situation where I had a water Pokemon and then I think it died and I never actually caught another one because it just never showed up and I couldn't surf and my game was... I was just like... I'm pretty sure I was on Cinnabar Island and it died to somebody.
Oh,
I think
you're
it
joking.
died in the mansion to like poison or something. And then I'm like, guess I'm fucking stuck here.
I guess I'll die.
All right, so let's park some Nuzlocke for now, and I guess because we have sort of segued into what we've been playing pretty appropriately. Did you guys want to maybe digest a little bit of Apex discussion first? Because I see it looks like it's common across our respective playthroughs.
Yeah. Well, it's in our notes as well. I've played a bunch of other stuff, but I see we've all got Apex, so we might as well dive balls deep into that one.
Yes.
I mean, I can't really consider what I call playing Apex more than it is just failing.
All right. So for anybody that's ever watched our streams, you would already know this, but we are like stormtroopers in that game. I couldn't hit somebody to save my life or anyone else's. And there was this one situation, I'll never forget it, where my two other teammates died. I think it was you and then one of our mods. And they were down, and I was like, oh shit, okay. So I'll go up and I'll get their tags so I can go and respawn them. And I run over, and then I slide behind the stairs, because it was like, you're like next to the building but under the stairs.
Yeah.
So I slid under there, and I picked them up, but there was somebody there. And I was like, oh, Jesus, what am I doing? I'm fumbling around because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just like pressing buttons. Which ones? How do I get my gun out? You know, high tense situations just ruin me. I can't play this game at the best of times. So I'm just like, oh, fuck. And then I get up my gun and I start shooting and they start jumping around, right? And I'm like nowhere near hitting them. And then they just stopped moving so frantically. And I still missed them. They could have stood still and I would still miss them. Have you seen that meme with like a stormtrooper and he's really sad and he gets like the gun to his head and shoots it and just hits the wall? Yeah. That's me. That's me.
Yeah, well, I can top that. I didn't know that numbers come off the enemies when you hit them until very recently.
As in you didn't... Oh, okay, because you just haven't hit an enemy. Yeah, okay. I'm with you now. Just haven't hit anybody.
Wow.
It's a gift. It's a special talent to be this terrible at that game.
Yeah. There's definitely an award out there for you somewhere. But yeah, this game just keeps going from strength to strength. Obviously, it's sort of the game on everyone's lips at the moment for a lot of the right reasons. What do you guys find in the overall experience? Are you enjoying it? Tell me your overall experiences with it. Like we know Ali's and we know a bit of Dreams as well, but maybe you boys shed a little bit more light on the game, what you think, and then we can sort of talk about what we've been doing with the game this week.
All right, so I've said this on our podcast for the last 2 weeks, I think. I think this is... I'm not the biggest fan of Battle Royale games. Like... I got into a PUBG a little bit. I never really played Fortnite because I hate building shit.
Even Lego?
But like Lego. What? But this
I'm
game...
only learning this now, man. This is a deal breaker.
But this game, I'm like, if there was any Battle Royale that I was going to play, it's this game. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about this that just... This is the game that I would get into.
Yeah.
But I feel like my enjoyment of the game is severely limited by my skill.
Sure.
That's been evident from the get-go in this discussion.
Yeah. Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can appreciate this game. It's much like Overwatch. I appreciate that game. I can see how good that game is. But I feel like, my enjoyment is limited by my ability. And Sam would understand this from like fighting games, because like that's one of the genre that I play, right?
And he's not very good at them too. So I understand.
He says that, but like, whoop my ass in Tekken. So for people that don't really play fighting games, it's really hard to enjoy like what that game brings to the table, because you just get slaughtered. So you can't just experience the greatness that is that game. And I feel like that's me with Apex. And I can tell that, because I've been there with fighting games and I put in the time and now I can, play them semi-competently. But I'm not at that competent stage with Apex.
You're sort of stuck on surface level with this game. You haven't sort of got to the depths yet that you'd like to.
But that's how I know it's good, because I can still appreciate it and I can still play it.
That's fair.
But if I lose for 2 hours, I'm like, Alex, you got to take the rest of the stream. I'm fucking done.
No, I'm in the same boat. Like, I didn't really click with PUBG. I did more so than Fortnite. Fortnite can't handle it. I feel like it's more about the building than it is about the shooting. Not that I'm good at the shooting, but you get the idea. So I haven't really clicked with either of those games. But the second I played Apex, it's like something clicked. And I knew that this was a really solid game. And this is a game that I want to invest time in and get better at. So that's sort of where I am with it right now.
Plus, I have a funny little robot guy that, like, Spider-Man's his way around the level.
Yeah, a little Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
Yeah, I've sort of turned a corner with this game this past week. I sort of started playing as Lifeline, and I don't know if it was just a series of unrelatable circumstances in the games that followed, but after that I was getting, 3-5 kills every game, making it to the final dance.
Because you play better with your life on the line.
Apparently, knowing that I've got a health pack on my back, and I can call in care packages, it just, I don't know, gave me this false sense of confidence or some bullshit. But I'm really enjoying playing with her, and as you mentioned before, Pathfinder, I've started whipping around with him just because he's got that instant verticality. Like if you're in a little shootout,
Yeah.
get height and advantage on enemies instantly. And I really like being able to get up over roofs and then sort of do drops on people unexpectedly. I really like
I feel
sort
like
of
it's
playing
an important
aggressive.
thing. Like, position before submission, as they say in the jiu-jitsu
Oh,
world.
damn.
And the bedroom.
Yeah, I was going to
Oh,
say
wait,
sex,
whoa.
sex pun.
Whoa.
There's the episode title right there, people. Position
You're welcome.
before submission. Yeah, but what Dream Alley? What about you guys? You've been playing a little bit more this week. How you going? You've got any wins yet? I'm still winless. I've had about 20 second places and not one fucking win.
Well, with my experience, I've actually been just playing with randos because I can't coordinate time with people, so I've just accepted. I'm having an experience of just dropping in by myself. Either a team of 2 or a team of 1, and it's been pretty interesting playing with randos. I have gotten to about top 5 or regularly. I feel like that's my consistent position. But it's pretty impressive that I can consistently play this game with randos because of the ping system. It just works. No, I don't do voice chat because F that noise. And
Because you're a girl.
I'm a girl, and I don't know how to
To be
play
fair, the
video
ping
games.
system in this game is really good.
Yeah, like, although I still am victim to the whole pressing, like, E to open doors from PUBG, so I'm constantly saying, there's someone over there. I'm like, nah, just opening a door. Sorry, just opening a door.
Just kick the doors in. Melee them open.
I'm not using that melee key enough, I tell you what. I got stuck in a...
I think that's all I use.
Really?
Alex is like, I'll just jump kick everybody.
Hey, I'm the jump
Oh
kick
my
master, 'cause
god,
never
I
loved them.
love
They're the
that.
best.
I love seeing people freaking kick people in the face. It's fantastic.
There was this one moment where I'm like, me and one other dude were like, we're trapped up here, we're getting gunned down, oh shit, we got hit, oh they're weak, Alex, come in. He's like, I'm coming, man. And then he just runs in, jump kick, and I'm like, you don't even have any guns, bro, what have you been doing?
That's a team player right there.
And
He's doing squats, that's what he's doing.
see, no guns.
Yeah.
My last game that I played last night, I got dropped in, let someone play Wraith because they had 200 and something kills to their name. And I'm like, well, I ain't going to screw up that person's vibe. So I ended up being Bangalore. And then I couldn't get a gun. I could not get a gun. And this person's taking names and killing people. The other person's a lifeline, so they're being useful in some way. And I'm just sitting there with that... Oh, no, it's that stapler gun. What's the stapler gun? What's that one's name?
The old stapler.
It looks like a stapler. I had
That's
that.
that little SMG pistol looking thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
Is it
Yeah,
the
I call it the
Infiltrator?
stapler.
I think it's called.
I don't know, because I think I'm always going to call it the stapler. And I had Mozambique, because of course I did. No ammo. And then only like 5 rounds in the other gun. So all I could do was drop smoke and then revive people. Oh, and throw a grenade, which worked. And we got to top 5. So...
Nice.
I don't know. I love the game. I like that I can play with randos, and I want to get better. I do.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I suck at this game.
I didn't say that. No.
No, sorry. I'm right there with you, Ali. I am the worst at this game.
But here's the thing, you partner with us, we can make you look good.
Let's tee it up. No, I'm not awful, but I still don't have a first place. I have plenty of seconds and thirds. I don't really find myself getting better, and I don't really find myself having consistent games either. I think that's just going back to, I guess, skill and ability. My ability
I
in
feel you,
first-person
bro. I feel you.
shooters. Yeah, it's not the best, but it is a very fun game, and I do have a lot of fun playing it. I did have a couple of glitches this week trying to partner up with somebody. There was a mini patch during the week. I downloaded it. My friend hadn't, and he was still able to play the game. And then we kept trying to party up together, and it would drop us out kind of right at the last minute. So you could party up and you could search for a game, but he would get into a game and I would not. I would just not join. It was incredibly frustrating, and there was no real error message to say this is why. You just got error code, 135 or whatever it is, and it took a bit of googling to work out what it was. So that was a bit frustrating, and well, I guess that's really it though. Like, that's my only problem with this game is the one time I couldn't enjoy with a friend. Everything else I'm very much enjoying. I'm a fan of Bloodhound.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm starting to really like Bloodhound. I like that I know there's someone around, and then I can just hit the ability to sort of see where exactly they are. And then that, like, similarly to, I guess, Pathfinder's verticality and the grappling hook, that in its own way gives an advantage.
Oh, yeah.
And lets you get the drop on the next guy.
And I think having that, like, versatility gives the game its strength.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It does. It really does, but it's hard to account for as well. Like, I never find myself in a position where I'm considering the person I'm shooting at's character and abilities. And I guess that's also a bit of a hurdle, like a skill gap.
Well, that's a class-based shooter coming out. It's the Overwatch side leaking into the PUBG.
Love it.
It is. I think over time I'll get it, and I guess people will develop it. But at the moment, I'm just like, I'm Bangalore, smokescreen, pow, 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 run. Like that's all I got. I don't know. I like it, and like you said, Brendan, I guess I'm also a bit. I'm feeling a bit more refreshed about the whole genre now playing this as opposed to playing something like Fortnite, which I did play for a little while as well. Did kind of get used to the building element in that game as well, but I don't know. I think something about seeing it everywhere made me just really icky.
Yeah, and kids flossing and stuff like that in the streets. It's like, come on now. Have some respect.
Look. I really like Fortnite because they're keeping all the kids away from Apex.
Yeah. This is like the old man game.
Yeah. There's young whippersnappers from Snappers playing Fortnite. Look at Apex Legends.
Poor old PUBG. Like, no one is talking about PUBG anywhere ever.
Hey, look, they were there. They had their opportunity to seize the moment and be the Battle Royale, but it's on them. Because they were top of the food chain, and they did nothing to fix any of their problems, and it was only when Fortnite came in and overtook them and did everything to support their game that PUBG was like, oh shit, we better...
Now it's time to hit that panic button.
Yeah, and it's too late by that point. It's too late.
Yeah, they are a very distant third these days. But yeah, Apex, it's just such a well-realized and developed game from every aspect. Graphically, it's the best Battle Royale game out there, in my opinion. The combat is tight. I love, as you guys said, the ping system is brilliant. You don't have to be on comms if you don't want. Even just the general intercommunication between the three characters, when the champion gets taken down or there's loot there and you're hearing Bangalore talk to Wraith who's talking to Gibraltar or whatever. Like, I love that your characters are giving you real-time updates of what's happening as well. Like,
and they have personality.
Yeah, it's so fucking good. God, it's good. And yeah, I just want to get a win because I feel like a loser. But we'll get there. There's
about like that ping system. So back in my day, I played a lot of Smite, which is like that third-person MOBA, and they have a sort of communication system outside of voice chat, and it was all you press V, and then there's all these different commands, and it's super complicated. But when you get used to it, it's really good, right? But this is like, it's got the same advantage that system has, but it's super simplistic.
Yeah.
That you don't need this convoluted knowledge of, like, pressing VER, VVT, VV, something, blah, blah, blah.
That's right. Yeah, I remember you explaining the Smite ping system to me, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it's so convoluted,
Yeah.
but it's very, because it's specific.
Yeah.
But this is just like, if I ping an enemy, it shows where the enemy is. If I ping an item, it shows... It's very
perfect.
simple.
It's so
intuitive.
perfect. Yeah.
It is. It's perfect. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We've got the season pass rolling out in about, I think, a week or so's time from when this episode comes out. So, they'll have a nice little revenue boost come early March and get
because they need that.
Yeah. Yeah,
EA's laughing their way to the bank.
I bought the I dropped $50 on like the Founders Pack or whatever in the game, thinking, this is all right. Well, I got to support. If I'm getting all these hours out of a game for free, I'm like, I don't mind dropping $50 on it.
Yeah, that's it.
But I didn't really get
them.
any great skins. So fuck you, Respawn. Give me some good skins.
I got that one emote from Pathfinder where, like, when the loading screen's there, it's like he's just punching the crap out of somebody and then notices the camera and does like a little wave. Yeah. And I was like, that's my boy right there.
He's the best.
That's when I started playing that character. I was like, I feel you.
He's everything that Bastion isn't. Like, Bastion's just this emotionless death machine, but this little guy's got so much personality and sass. I love him.
Yeah, he's pretty great. He's pretty great.
So, tell me about your experiences playing Resident Evil 2.
Oh, yeah, you saw that in the notes? Ooh. So, here's the thing. I actually didn't play any of the demos.
Okay, that's
At
good.
all.
That's good, though.
He wanted to jump into it like raw.
Well, look, okay, here's the thing, right?
Just Raw Dog and Resident Evil 2. Nice.
That's just how we do it, baby. So when we were at PAX, the lines were so long by the time that we wanted to go and play these games. Alex decided to go play Resident.
I was keen AF. I sat there in queue for like 2 hours, just waiting.
And I was like, if I line up here, I can't play anything else. So I went to play a bunch of other stuff. So I didn't get to play it at PAX. And then when the demo came out, that 30-minute single play demo, I downloaded that, but I was in the middle of playing all this other stuff, and I actually didn't get around to it. And I thought, you know what? The game comes out next week, so fuck it. I'm just gonna wait. And so here's a bit of trivia for people that haven't followed the stream. It was only last year that I actually played the original Resident Evil 2.
Oh, wow.
Because I never grew up with a PlayStation. I grew up with like a Nintendo. So on the stream, we were doing Retro Wednesday, and we were like, you know what? We just heard that Resident Evil 2 is getting a remake.
Yeah.
Let's play it. You already got experience, so you can translate that. But I have never played it. I've only played. Prior to that, I had only played the Resident Evil 1 remake on GameCube,
which is fantastic. It's one of the
it's
other
amazing.
magical remakes out there. And I bought a GameCube specifically for that, and then Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So I was like, you know what? Like, we played it, and then I waited, and now I played Resident Evil 2. Oh man, the more I play it, the more I fucking love this game. It's so good. It's so good because it like my biggest issue with Resident Evil is I understand why they have those kind of janky controls because it enhances the horror.
The tank
side
controls.
of it. Yeah, but I feel like this one, like I don't feel like limited in what I can do.
I mean, they brought sort of that action control system into the fourth game.
Yep.
Yeah,
but I fucking loved the fourth game. That was great. But
yeah, like they brought it into this one, and like it doesn't take away from the horror.
Yeah, I feel like in the fourth one specifically, it was actually in the fourth one onwards, it was a bit like action gamey, if you know what I mean. Like, I didn't feel as threatened by the zombies. I just whip out my knife, start like slashing around, messing people up. It was great. But in this one, it's like, oh, knives have durability. And they don't really do much if you slash a zombie in the face, so...
And every zombie takes like 10 bullets to put down. Because I miss half of them. But, so, it's... On stream, I encountered the liquor for a first time in this game, and I shit my pants.
Yeah, because it's different than in the original Resident Evil 2 where you'd walk down the police corridor and then have a cutscene where it's on the roof and you see its tongue hanging out. But this one, it just comes at you from fucking nowhere. And I think on level 2...
You just hear something.
Yeah, and then it's just at you. And they take so much more damage than in the original as well.
Like, we went down that corridor, and I was like, oh yeah, we just got to go into this room. And I saw like a bunch of windows, and I had like the boards, and I was like, okay, which one am I going to board up? I was looking at the zombies on the floor, and then you hear the shriek of the liquor, and I was like, Alex, what the fuck's that? And then like I moved forward, and it like crawls along the roof, and I was like, nope, and I ran into that room.
Atmospherically, it's so good because you see it, like you see a glimpse of it just crawling on the roof, and then all of a sudden, like before your brain even processes what's happening, it's already lunged at you.
Yeah,
you know, and you're like, proceed to loosen your bowels. So.
Yeah. And then I ran into that room, and I sat there, and like I was actually like sweating and breathing heavy. I was in that room. I'm like, Alex, I have to leave. I gotta go out and do stuff. But that thing's there.
Yeah, I was like in you on too. I was like, just go out there and kill it.
He's like, stop being a bitch. And I'm like, I can't help it. Did you see that thing? He's like, I played Resident Evil before.
Did you cheese it at all? How you can sort of poke the doors open and just do some pot shots through there and then step back in so the door shuts?
That's a great idea. I wish I did that. There was another moment. The very first time I encountered Mr. X. Mm-hmm. Jesus.
Did you know he was a thing prior to this game? You didn't know.
I must have forgot about it because I don't really remember him.
Because in the Resident Evil 2, like the original one, when you play like I think it's like Leon B, he follows you around.
Yeah.
And if you haven't played Resident Evil 3, you're used to that as well with Nemesis.
With Nemesis, yeah. But in this one, it was my first playthrough with Claire, and you know, you use the water and you douse the fire that's got the helicopter, and you go over there and you're like, ooh, a new area to explore, yay! And then you see this giant monstrosity in the trench coat lift up the plane, and I was the helicopter, And I was like, oh, hell no. I looked at my guns and I'm like, okay, I have to assume that I'm going to miss half of these shots. So see you later. And I just ran. And then he like walks through the door. And I was like, this is bullshit. Nobody told me you could go through doors.
Wait, so you're telling me you ran through a door, you closed it behind you thinking, nah, that'll subdue him?
Yeah, because the zombies don't usually, only like when you're...
Yeah, they're usually gated off, but this guy actively hunts you, and it's some of the tensest moments in that game by a long way.
I remember off stream I was like, you know what, we keep not playing this game. I want to finish it still, right? So I jumped in, and 5 seconds after like turning the game on, I was like just getting my bearings, and he just goes, "Oh hey, I heard you playing this game again," and I was like, "God, just turn it on, man!" And I just started like running for my life. But I finished Claire's story, and I played through. I finished it with Leon as well now, and when I'm playing it with Leon, I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm not, I've kind of gotten used to how he works, and I'm not really as threatened by him because I understand, like, game mechanically how he's working. So now I'm just like, oh, yeah, this guy again. Yeah. Come on, man, I'm just trying to do this. Can I just do this? And he just wants to party.
He's got to listen to those footsteps and sort of run the maze and get him confused and then keep on moving. But did you see on the PC, I can't remember the modder's name, but they've modded Mr. X so he just walks around in an umbrella G-string or an umbrella thong. So he's sort of got no clothes on apart from this little spaghetti thong thing. And he's chasing you around the game. It's pretty special.
Please tell me he also has that. Does he also have the Ada Wong strut?
He does. He's sort of got that sexy look going on.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah,
but I'm just googling this.
Yeah, right I played a little bit more Resident Evil. Like they had the free Ghost Survivors DLC drop this past week, which is just the survival mode. But you've got sort of 3 story options now, where it's sort of this hypothetical what could have been if they made it out before the zombie outbreak. So you've got
how many have you played?
I've played all 3.
I've only played the first one.
So you played the Robert Kendo one, the gun shop owner?
Yeah, the gun shop owner, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got Catherine Warren, who's the daughter of the mayor, and then Ghost, who's one of the USS agents, like Hunk's offshoot. And it's pretty much just a challenge mode where you've got to get to an exit area with the various storyline. Robert Kendo's trying to get into a helicopter to escape. Catherine Warren's trying to find her partner and escape, and then Ghost is trying to get the G-Virus and actually escape as well. But there's just fucking enemies everywhere. Inventory's light. They take so much damage out of you so quickly.
New zombie types,
enemy types, and it's bonkers. Like they're only probably 15-20 minutes ish a run, depending on how slow or fast you're going, but it's intense. It is that full action horror dialed up to 12 because there's just enemies coming at you from everywhere, and you've got to be really strategic with what little ammo you got and what you can carry. It's
because you only get a certain amount of pickups. Like you find backpacks, which you can get stuff, but then there's those like vending machines, and it's like, here's 3 things, but you only get one of these 3 things. Which one will you choose? Teehee.
Yeah, so it's very risk reward. And yeah, it's intense though. Like it's quick little bangers, but I found myself dying. I probably died 5 or 6 times in each one of them trying to complete them, but I got there in the end. But holy crap, it was intense.
Yeah, it's like having sex while camping.
Yes,
it's fucking intense.
Just like that. Oh, I'm with you now.
Oh gosh.
Oh my
typical
goodness.
Like, well, I don't know if you want your dad to be saying that kind of joke, but it's kind of along those lines.
Yeah. All right, so shifting across, Miss Hart, you've been playing some Portal Knights?
Yeah, this game was kind of described to me as like a variation of like Minecraft, so build plus adventure kind of thing. You can do it online as well, and this game is pretty great. It scratches that Minecraft little part that I'm missing in my life, although I don't want to dedicate myself to Minecraft again because that's a dark hole that I don't want to go down anymore.
Such a beautiful hole to go down.
I don't know.
I think I've spent literally 12 hours in a single day playing nothing but Minecraft with a friend.
Oh man, like that's the thing. It's just like once you load up Minecraft, it absorbs you and it just becomes your life. But this one it's graphically a little bit more different. Enemies are a bit different. You have class systems as well. You can be like a ranger, a warrior, or a mage. And you can obviously do just strictly creative, or you can do adventure mode. I'm doing adventure mode at the moment. And it's quite adorable. There's like characters that you interact with. There's little adventures and missions and side quests that you can do, but you also can build stuff on the side as well. At this stage, I'm just like learning the basics of it. The best thing that I've discovered though is that there is shops and stuff, so you can buy and sell. And I've actually brought the system where I've noticed that I can go into strangers' homes, steal and break their shit, then go to the shop and sell it.
Cool.
So
like any good thief.
But it's pretty decent, especially when you walk into some person's house and they're all like, hey, and I'm like, hi. I walk into their bathroom, steal their toilet, steal their bath, steal their sink.
Oh,
go
wow,
upstairs.
you can steal full appliances.
Yeah, like I go up.
This sounds like how I play Skyrim.
Exactly. But the thing is, it's like when I went to the shop, they don't know that you've stolen it. You know how in Skyrim it's like, it's like a stolen
you need to go
item.
to a fence, yeah.
So, but this one, they're just like, yeah, I'll buy it. And I'm like, sweet.
Where'd you get that sink? Well,
I don't care. No questions asked. I'll buy it. So I'm just running some like little side scheme. Screw the adventure, because I'm just going into people's houses and robbing them and selling it down to the shop down the road for quite a good amount of coins. So that's my experience so far with this game. It's actually a lot of fun and it's pretty good interactive.
That sounds great.
The fact that there's the fact that you've also got the skill element, which you can also like build up. So as you level up, you've got skills and stuff, and in your respective class that you've chosen, you can build that up as well. So so far it's been really fun. Like I only just started it the other day, but I think I dropped quite a few hours on it. So
it's always fun when you find a way to kind of rot the system.
100%. And like,
did you ever play House Flipper?
yes.
So
I'm playing it
we
right
played that
now
on stream, and we were like using all this time to build all these extravagant like houses and stuff, and then we were like, you know what? Let's see what we can get away with. We just bought a house, and we just went in and we cleaned all of it.
Yeah.
And then we sold everything in there, like that table, sell it.
Yeah, we sold
that
the
window,
existing
sell it.
contents, and then we just scrubbed it clean.
And then we
That's all
sold
we
it,
did.
10k profit every time. 10k profit. And
Like,
I'm
what
like,
is-
this took us 10 minutes, it's great.
Just prior to that, I think I spent like a whole 2 hours building this immaculate dream house. And I'm like, I feel like all of it didn't mean anything anymore.
Good times.
See, I got stuck
Good times.
doing up, your own little place that you do your business
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
I like got all this money, and then I just was set about just doing up my own home. It's like, fuck everyone else. Like, I'm gonna make my own like shit shed because it is pretty small. Like, look good. So
It's like The Sims. When you make a house in The Sims, you just want it to be like perfect.
yeah, and then you just use the cheat code and just end up,
Even more perfect.
Ka-ching. Yeah, but Portal Knights, give it a look. It's if you like that Minecraft element with building, but then with added adventure and like skill trees as well, give it a look. It's actually quite fun. So I think it's a part of a Humble Bundle as well.
Is there any titties in this game?
Sadly, no. I'm sure I could build some kind of like brick titty if I really wanted to. But
Get the mods onto it.
Brick titties.
they do have DLC, so maybe I could just like write them in and be like, "Hey guys, ever thought about tits?"
DLTTs.
DLTs.
Yeah, but I give it a look. I'm probably going to keep playing it and then never play probably Apex again. So good luck to that that skill set.
I probably got it because I've been subscribed to the Humble Bundle for God knows how long now.
Yeah.
And I just like open it sometimes and be like, oh shit, how do I hold all these games?
It's such a good service, but it really
It's
is
fantastic.
overwhelming when you do log in and you've got like 65 keys waiting to be redeemed from the last 3
And then
months.
you're like, oh, here's City Skylines, Yakuza 0, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, come on, man, I'm playing Resident Evil, fuck off.
I love City Skylines as well. I like Humble Bundle because you got those friends who accidentally bought the game, but then they got it in Humble, so then they're like, oh, I've got a spare key. And you're like, yes, I didn't drop any money. Yeah, I'll take your free games. Yes.
Hells yeah.
I'm
Hells
humble.
yeah. All right. Let's keep things rocking and rolling. Quick little bit of housekeeping. First things first, patreon.com/weare8bit. If you can spare anything from as little as $1, even just a social share, or tell your family, tell your friends that we are on Patreon making some good content. We've got episode 2 of the 8-Bit Cast dropping on March the 1st, starring Miss Ali Hart, Jack Cruz, and our man Dane on episode 2. Can you give us a spoiler about what you guys are talking about?
Pretty much we do come across as old bitter bastards, but we are discussing a lot of things from our childhood, and we do reminisce on certain things in regards to fears, like things that you have, genuine fears that you had as a kid, but that you still take into adulthood, as well as we talk about mobile phones as well, like the old school mobile phones and technology and
Wow.
growing up, and it's
You sound so sold on it. You're like, that's great.
I actually am sold on it though. I'm just like, ooh,
It's the things-
old school fears that still affect you. Yeah,
it's the things that you took for granted as a kid that you can't take, now as an adult. So
I still take everything for granted though, unfortunately. So that's just how I live my life.
So you can go by Sam's eagerness if you want to listen to the podcast, or you can just drop $1 and listen for yourself.
Yeah, so episode 1 will release in full on March the 1st as well. But if you want to get access to episode 2, $1 on the Patreon a month will get you early access to that, to our new conversational fortnightly podcast. One last little bit of housekeeping. Fallout 76 Canvas Bag Watch. Still no bag, still no updates. Bethesda, what are you doing to me? Where's my bag? I need to put some stuff in it.
like what? You don't like?
They're like, what? You don't come with your own bag?
You don't like nylon bags? Get out of here.
When is it meant to be on its way to you, Brendan?
It's
Did they not
somewhere,
give you a date?
they said
It's
somewhere
not.
within the next 6 months, and that was about a month and a half ago. So maybe
And that was 7 months ago.
it may be here by end of financial, June 30. Who knows? Maybe they're going to wait till the rollover so they've got some more marketing co-op to pull out of. So
If they don't deliver on this, we must, as a community, rise up to really take them on, because this just shouldn't stand.
no,
This shouldn't stand.
Do you want to know the worst thing I've ever heard about Fallout 76 so far? Is I read an article, when was it? It was like 4 days ago. And there's this guy, and he's played like a ridiculous amount of hours. More than anybody else, probably, combined.
That poor
Because
fella.
He's like the one person that enjoys this game. And they were like, you've got too much ammo. We don't know if you're being honest or not. Banned.
They banned him.
And he's like, I'm like the only guy fucking playing this game. Of course I got all the ammo. So they're just like, we can't have anybody playing our game. See ya.
that's rough. So they have outlined their release schedule for the rest of 2019, and there's a heap of free content coming out for those people that are still on that Fallout 76 train. You got a few
And don't
things
have
to
enough
look
ammo.
forward to. Yeah, just don't carry too much ammo because there's a fair chance you're going to get banned. Melee only. Power gloves and stuff like that. But I've got one quick question I wanted to ask you before we move into the news headlines. And now that Microsoft and Nintendo are best friends, who do you want to see represent them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Because we know
Banjo-Kazooie.
it's happening, right? We know it's happening.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Dude, it has to be like. It has to be a Microsoft ambassador.
But
Like, it has to be-
Banjo-Kazooie's on the Microsoft on the Microsoft service.
Yeah,
Like, you can go
Microsoft
play
owns Rare, so it
Yeah,
falls
so-
under the banner.
Banjo-Kazooie,
Yeah,
baby.
look, I get that, but I reckon it's got to be like Master Chief. Come on,
Yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah, Samus and Master Chief.
It can't.
Would be
oh,
sick.
how good would that be?
Nah.
Well, we've got Sonic and Mario fighting now, so why not Samus and Master Chief?
No, bring in Marcus Phoenix. Bring that chainsaw gun into the mix. Let's go.
Oh,
What about you, Dream?
I like Banjo-Kazooie as an answer. I'll give you props for creativity, and I think that character
That's not creativity.
would
That's just. I just cried when he's not in the game already.
he would fit perfectly in a
He would.
Smash.
So would Crash Bandicoot.
It does have to be Master Chief, doesn't it? It really does. It couldn't be anyone else.
like
What about
I feel like
Conker?
there are very few.
I want Conker. The little swearing squirrel with his guns.
Yes.
But they have to
sass.
bring
And
the
he can
swearing.
summon the Almighty Pooh
Oh god.
as like his final smash.
Final Smash.
He's lobbing
they
big chunks
remaking
of
that
shit at
yet?
people.
I feel like that game needs to be remade.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 would play. Like the midget Grim Reaper that hates cats because they have too many lives. Fantastic game. Fantastic.
Okay.
It was such a bizarre game when you think about it, wasn't it? Too, like, it was so crass and crude, and
Yeah.
but it was like designed as and stylized like something your kids would play.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good.
Lord knows I wanted to play it, but wasn't allowed to.
Fucking love that game. God damn it.
So let's see. I reckon by the end of the year we'll have some kind of Microsoft figurehead in Ultimate. So let's see who.
Who do you want? Who did you say?
I said Conker.
Oh, yeah,
Literally
that's-
2
yeah,
seconds
one of my
ago.
spiel. So sometimes I get so lost in the nostalgia that the world becomes obsolete and Conquer rules all.
All right, so you can readjust while we go into some news, hey?
This week's news headlines.
All right, so a couple of quick hits. Untitled Goose Game. The release has been pushed from early 2019 to later 2019. Developer House explained this is due to, in quotes, circumstances beyond its control.
Shame.
They got a goose on the loose.
Yeah. Running through the studio, probably ripping RAM out of computers and all this kind of stuff. Who knows? It's insane how big this game's gotten. Like, tiny little studio here in Australia about a game, or a game about a goose just being a bastard, yet the world wants this game now.
It's like Goat Simulator all over again.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys keen? You guys in on Untitled Goose Game? Are you going to be picking it up? You're going to be playing it?
Is that the actual title of the game?
Yeah.
Untitled Goose Game?
Yep,
Or is it...
that's the title of the game.
No, it's untitled.
Get out.
Get out of it. Yeah, no, it looks interesting. I mean, I'd like to play, a goose that's just a bastard to everybody. Honking and dragging shit away.
Well, I mean, you got enough experience doing that in real life, so.
The low blows.
Miss Hart, Dream, you guys in?
Of course I'm all aboard. It's a random ass game where you play a goose and you're an asshole. 100%.
That'd be a
I'm
silly
keen to see this game. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I don't have the same appetite for these kinds of games that Ali has. So yeah, maybe just see it and enjoy that. Enjoy the videos that undoubtedly will be coming out of it.
My issue personally is that a game like that doesn't hold my interest.
Yeah,
a lot of indie games to me are very
Short fuse.
Yeah. There's only a few like Wargroove that I've been playing or some other stuff like, but stuff like that. Like something like Hollow Knight would hold my interest, but not.
Yeah, there are games, those indie games that kind of come out that are just for shits and giggles or just for, a one-off kind of playthrough. So I guess it depends how much they charge for it as well. Whether that's fair.
Like, I could see this game ported to mobile ultimately as well, because I doubt the game's that complex and there's only so much goosing you can do, I guess. I fucking hate geese. I hate them with a fucking passion.
Why?
They're just asshole birds. There's nothing good about geese. Like, growing up,
and that's what this game's about.
Yeah, growing up out in the country and everything. Like, I've had my fair share of bad run-ins with geese, all right, and I hate the birds. I hate them. So I want to be the farmer and be able to kick the goose. That's what I want to do in this game.
I don't have an opinion on geese. Where are you interacting with geese often enough to form an opinion?
At sort of rivers. At my nan and pop's farm, they had a couple of geese, and they were just pricks. They're dead set pricks.
Birds.
Yeah, they are intimidating. And when you're a kid, like, these birds look like a skyscraper compared to you, and they're coming at you, honking, getting all territorial, flapping their wings, trying to peck you.
Is this like some childhood trauma that we're kind of delving into here, Brendan? Like, should we just...
Sounds like it.
Maybe there's a little
It
bit
still affects him today.
Should have talked about the 8-bit cast.
Yeah, trauma. That's on episode 3. But, yeah. Patreon.com/we're8bit to get it early. So the next little quick hit... Ubisoft's upcoming pirate adventure, Skull and Bones, is currently being adapted for television ahead of the game's planned release later this year. Ubisoft has reportedly teamed up with production company Atlas Entertainment, who are responsible for the 12 Monkeys TV show, and the series is said to be a female-driven drama set in the lawless frontier of the Indian Ocean at the end of the golden age of piracy in the 1700s. So, I could not give half a goose's ass about this game, in all honesty. But I do love me some pirate-based television shows. Skull and Bones. Maybe it's going to be good. I don't know. It's ambitious because no one seems to be talking and caring about this game. What do you guys think?
It's up against the likes of like Black Sail and stuff.
It's so good. But Black Sails is finished now. Maybe they're looking for something to take up the mantle.
Yeah, true. And I mean, like, Game of Thrones is ending this year. Yeah, so maybe this... But it's going to have to be... Because I feel like we're at a point where... those kind of shows have to be like real nitty gritty. You know what I mean? And it.
Oh yeah.
Is it going to be like that? Is it going to fill that? If it can fill that void, it's got a
I feel
chance.
like media has been changed in a sense because of like, Game of Thrones and even movies because of say, Deadpool, for example.
Yeah,
I feel like that's also changed sort of how media is presented nowadays.
That's it. Like that hyper sexualized, hyper violence is just accepted these days.
Maximum effort.
Yeah, like I know, Dream, you are the resident film screen aficionado. What do you got to say on
the
this?
Resident Evil.
What do I think about Skull and Bones, or what do I think about Game of Thrones ending? Because if it's Game of Thrones ending, heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. I can't wait for that. That's April, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Yep.
It is April, right? Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Skull and Bones. I don't know. I haven't actually seen Black Sails.
It's good to watch. Like, first season's a bit sort of wishy-washy, but from second season onwards, it really just elevates.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I might give it a watch. I'm like you, Brendan. I could kind of give about this. Yeah. Give me Witcher. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah.
If we're talking games into TV shows, give me Witcher.
Yep. Miss Hart, you got anything to say before we move on?
The only all-female driven cast called Pirates that I'm familiar with is a porno, so they should probably just leave that
Oh,
alone.
yes. Jesse Jane and co.
Oh, that's right.
The most expensive porno ever made. Giggity.
We have a mate. We went out to watch with the Broly movie.
Yeah.
And beforehand, he was actually telling us about it, and he's like, "It's the story. It's like so bad, it's hypnotic." You know, and you're watching it, and then like the porn part happens, and you're like, I mean, it's porn. It's you know whatever. But he's like,
now I gotta jerk
when's the
it,
story
yeah.
going to pick up again?
Yeah, there's
And then he saw the second one was on sale, and he's like, I bought it, right? And he goes, but there's 2 DVDs. There's one if you just want to watch the story, you can just
watch the story.
and it just like
Really?
does like a 10-second highlight reel of the sex scenes, and then just continues the story.
Wait, what's it called again?
Pirates.
It's just called Pirates.
It's just called Pirates. Oh, okay.
Nice and simple.
Simple.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
Fair, like any show with that amount of sex, that's probably the equivalent of like, you know, porn is HBO. So same. So you don't have to take the sex out of it. It's just
Yeah, I just
HBO.
remember the really bad CGI enemy skeletons they had to fight. Like, they had a sword fight with these skeletons. They were so bad.
Wait, in the Pirates of the Caribbean or the porno?
In the porno. In the first one. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
jeez.
so bad.
I bet they had a bone to pick with you, didn't they?
It does sound quite humorous.
Yeah. All right, so Scalebound, the former Dead and Buried Microsoft exclusive by Platinum Games, is rumored to be getting revived as a now Nintendo Switch exclusive. This is interesting because this was one of the only new Microsoft exclusive IPs when it was unveiled, I think, at E3 2017, maybe even 2016. You know, you're this sort of Dante, Devil May Cry looking outcast that partners up with the dragon, cruising around, flying around, killing enemies while listening to your Discman or some bullshit. But
Sony Walkman.
it looked really good, and like it had that sort of frenetic Devil May Cry, Bayonetta sort of combat style, and it looked cool. And it was interesting to see Platinum sort of partner up with Microsoft, and then obviously it got the rug pulled out from under it last year. But coming back to the Switch, yay, nay, does it move the needle? Interest?
Yeah.
I mean, I do generally enjoy Platinum Games content, so I mean, I might give it a go. Sounds alright.
It's a little bit off my radar, though.
Yeah,
I think I first heard about the cancellation, and I was like,
It's on the maybe list, man. I got to play Final Fantasy IX first, alright? So we'll just figure that out when we get there.
Yeah, no, I'm interested, but I just wonder how much of a downscale it'll need to be to run on the Switch. Like, it looked very, very nice. Obviously, we only sort of really saw tech demos and you know, specialized assets at all these award ceremonies, but they'll have to strip it back to fit it on the little Switch. But it's cool that this game will still see life potentially.
Well, yeah, we're already seeing a lot of games that are on other consoles being ported to the Switch. I mean, like, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ wasn't launched. It was launched everywhere else and then came to the Switch later. I mean, we've seen all these other ports.
Doom,
like Final
Wolfenstein.
Fantasy and all that kind of stuff.
MK11's coming to the Switch as well.
MK11's coming to the Switch. Dragon Quest, like they said at the Nintendo Direct. Like, all these games that are on these other consoles are coming to the Switch. So maybe there's some formula that they can use to kind of bring it to the Switch optimally. But I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. I just want everything on the Switch because it's so easy to put time into games when I can play it wherever.
Yeah, it's very handy.
It's the comfort food. All right, so some sad news. Australian-owned EA development studio Fire Monkeys have suffered massive layoffs this week, with reports of between 40 and 50 staff let go, which translates to around a quarter of the entire studio. So they were one of the lead studios tied in with most of the EA mobile-based titles. And yeah, now sort of a quarter of the staff are now looking for other options. Obviously, the industry is united around them as we seem to do when things like this happen, which is great to see. But yeah, just more downscaling, more job loss running right through the industry. So this is a tough one.
Too often. It's because it just happened with Activision Blizzard.
Yeah. What's happened is I think the gaming ecosystem's changed.
Yeah.
Recently, like it's all about providing online services.
Yeah, games as a service is the drive
about...
these days, especially with EA.
Yeah. Actually, I think EA's in a funny spot because they launched Apex, and that's like an all new, hot, sexy online service. But they've kind of shot themselves in the foot because all of a sudden, all their other titles, which are just sort of one hit wonders in a sense, like they just release them, they're popular for a little while, and they sort of fade into obscurity.
Well, they can just release Anthem as well.
Yeah, but that's not doing so well.
I totally forgot to talk about Anthem. Like, I was playing it this week, and obviously it's now released on all platforms, and yeah, it's not very good.
Really? See, I saw it, and I'm like, I feel like I want another game, because I'm not interested in diving to like an MMO like WoW or something, but this might scratch that itch and help me be not so shit at shooting games. So, I was looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, it looks alright, it's BioWare, but...
The combat's fun, the javelin flying mechanics are great, but the hub where you have to do everything sucks, the getting in and out of missions sucks, the connectivity suck, and this hurts, because I'm a BioWare tragic, and this game just... fool me once, BioWare, and now you fooled me twice with Andromeda and now Anthem. Like, I am a jolted ex-lover now, and I'm not happy.
Ooh.
It sucks because Mass Effect was like
so good,
cream of the crop,
Yeah.
And then How the Mighty Have Fallen.
Yeah. And don't even get me started about all these paid content creators out there praising Anthem's greatness, when it's like, motherfucker, I've been in the trenches since day one, and I'm up to my neck in shit in this game, and you guys are talking about how great it is.
I've been seeing those trailers doing the rounds, actually. Those EA, what are they called? The EA approved
game changers or whatever they are.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, this is awkward.
Yeah,
I heard just this morning that an Australian reviewer who was sponsored by EA, I think, he did a very, very honest Anthem review, and his video got pulled from YouTube. And
it got pulled because he was using the EA approved assets, and so the way he framed that video though, as if this was opinions done on behalf of EA. So they pulled it down. They've since brought it back up with a little, asterisk saying, like with a disclaimer attached. But yeah, the way it was framed, or it could be interpreted, it sounded as if it was he was talking on behalf of EA, and that's why they ripped it down, because it was against their terms of service for the NDA. But yeah, that was interesting. Because they are in a little bit of damage control. Like, the reviews for this game are 6s, 6.5s.
Metacritic.
Didn't IGN give it like a 4 or 5?
No, it got a 6.5 from IGN. But that's as high as I've
10
seen.
out of 10, too much water. 0 out of 10, too much water.
Yeah, Metacritic it's 6.0, and then user score on Metacritic is like 3.8.
Well, sounds like I'm saving some money then.
Yeah, get on Metro. Get on Metro Exodus. It's so good.
Yeah,
Ooh, I still gotta play. I played the first one, 2033. I've got Last Light because I picked them up ages ago on a Steam sale, and I've got to sit down and play it. But I've been just like, every chance I get, I was trying to put time into Resident Evil, so I've only just done that. So I need to finish Metro. I really enjoyed Metro.
The third one is better than the first two by a good way, for just my feelings on it so far. Because it goes more true horror, and it's fucking...
That sounds amazing!
Anyway, Dream, have you got anything to add with the Anthem stuff? Are you in? Are you still on the fence about picking up a copy, or are you...
My internet is so bad that I cannot jump into it right now. I'm in a situation where for at least the next 3 months, I'm going to have piss poor internet, constant disconnects. I play Magic still using this connection, and I disconnect from every third game. And
it sounds like the world's trying to tell you something.
It does sound like the world's trying to tell you something.
Fate is your ally.
I know that right now I cannot jump into sort of any MMO of any kind or any multiplayer game at all that I really care about. I have no idea how I'm getting away with Apex Legends. I think it's because I'm able to feed like a LAN cable to a PlayStation. That's it. PC wise, I'm getting nada. And it sounds like in 2 or 3 months, it's all going to be over for Anthem anyway. So, yeah, probably not is the answer to that question.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I'll keep persisting with a little bit here, but it's just, yeah, my expectations for where this game's going to go in the future is so low. It's not funny. So, yeah, just bring out a new Dragon Age, get a new Mass Effect, give me something. Build my love back up. Call me my
Buttercup.
Oh, great song. That's my go-to. All right, so the next little rumor, Microsoft to reveal a new Xbox hardware named Lockhart and Anaconda at E3 2019, but not available until the end of 2020. So this is the next-gen Xbox that they're hinting at here. And further information that sort of trickled through this morning as well is there's some rumor mill doing the rounds with the next Halo game, which will release in parallel on the new hardware, as well as the current Xbox One S or X iterations as well. So it sounds like come June for next E3, we are going to see some hotness and some hype for a console that may have, who knows, maybe it's going to have 50 teraflops. Who the hell knows? Because you know they love
my
their
Anaconda
flops.
don't, so...
That's a penis joke.
Cock joke!
Yeah, this is interesting because Microsoft are in a prime position with E3. Obviously, Sony aren't going to have any major presence at E3 on the show floor.
They're just trying to let everybody else catch up. That's what it is.
Yeah. But this gives them a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity to sort of lead off on the right foot and get that hype going leading into 2020. What do you guys reckon? Are you keen? You wait and see? You got faith in what Microsoft are going to do? Where is that?
I've got every console but an Xbox, so I'm just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, I guess I'll have a look at it, but
yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence with Xbox right now too, just because I've had a pretty crappy run like all of 2018. I feel like PlayStation sort of dominated,
and then the Switch came out.
But like, I guess I'm skeptical. Like, I'm just sitting on the fence. I think I want to observe and see what happens, see how it all sort of pans out for now, just to see where things are going. But they definitely need it. They need something to shake it up.
What about you, Miss Hart?
I haven't really touched a console in a long time. Like, Red Dead Redemption forced me to jump back on my PlayStation, so my Xbox is packed away somewhere. I finally just disconnected it because I hadn't touched it in forever. It was collecting dust, and I have allergies.
I'm so delicate.
I am a delicate person. So I don't know if this has something that is gonna be just out there, like have a wow factor, then it might pique my interest. But if it's much of the same, like new console, it's a little bit faster, the graphics are a little bit better, it's smaller. Is that what they're doing with consoles now? They're getting smaller?
They are getting smaller.
Yeah.
But remember, all them teraflops.
All those flops.
Smaller teraflops.
But yeah, I don't know. Consoles are slowly fading away, except for the Switch. Switch is my baby. But everything else is just kind of like meh for me. PC life.
PC represent.
Amen.
Dream? What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's a rumor, but of course rumors always tend to come true, don't they?
There's always usually some truth to the rumor, something that's sparked.
Yeah, in the gaming space at least, that's a truism for sure. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, of course, new console, great. I guess much the same as everyone else here, except for Brendan. I'm not really playing my Xbox and haven't played my Xbox for a very long time. My housemate bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the Xbox, and I just said, like, why would you do that? There's a perfectly good PlayStation there.
All the games that the Xbox are good for, you could just play on other consoles. So why do I need an Xbox?
Yeah, and this is a more, I guess, systemic issue about console exclusives, which they've been fighting for this entire generation. As far as the E3 goes, they will absolutely blow E3 out of the water with a console launch, or a console launch announcement. Sorry. I actually now wonder if PlayStation or Sony, knew about this ahead of time, and does this indicate that they don't have a console announcement to make this year?
Or maybe they do. That's why they separated themselves.
Or maybe they do. let's get all of the conspiracy theorists together to work on this because I want to hear all the crazy shit about what this means.
All right, Alex, get on the phone, Alex Jones.
Oh, God.
Get on. I want InfoWars on this.
I mean, if you can get through to them, man. Haven't they been, like, blocked on all social
Yeah,
media?
just reach him on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
He'll tell me some story about fluoride in the water.
Yeah. Making everyone gay.
Making the damn frogs gay.
What a weirdo.
Alex does that
Alex
too well because
Jones.
he used to watch it.
Alright, yeah, there was a time in my life where I did watch InfoWars, but Alex Jones goes so far off the rails. You just can't take the guy seriously, and he always takes it to this ridiculous extreme. Like, he could be talking like some serious, plausible conspiracy theory shit, and then instantly go to like reptilians or aliens or something. You're like, whoa. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't sign up for this.
Oh,
Well, you
is
see,
that,
they're spying on us through the fourth dimension.
is that what he is? He's a conspiracy theorist, is he? All I know
Yeah.
is he's
Oh,
a
yeah.
douche.
Oh.
That's all I know about
Well,
him.
he is that as well.
He's a nutter.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
learned something today. Can't do anything with it, but I learned something today.
Can't take it to Twitter.
All right, shifting into some more somber news, but based around a very fantastic individual. So, Reggie Fils-Aimé retiring from Nintendo and will be replaced by Bowser. And this comes by way
That's so ironic.
of Matt
That's
Wales
so
at
ironic.
Eurogamer. So there's a little bit of reading here, but I'll smash through it as quick as I can. Nintendo America president Reggie Fils-Aimé is to retire after 15 years in the position, and the company's current senior vice president of sales and marketing will step into that role. That man's name, dear reader, is Doug Bowser. Fils-Aimé joined Nintendo of America in 2003 as its executive vice president of sales and marketing, as was promoted to the role of president and COO in 2006. Discussing his decision to leave Nintendo, Fils-Aimé said, "Nintendo owns a part of my heart forever. It's a part that is filled with gratitude for the incredibly talented people I've worked with, for the opportunity to represent such a wonderful brand, and most of all, to feel like a member of the world's most positive and enduring gamer community. As I look forward to departing in both good health and good humor, this is not game over for me, but instead leveling up to more time with my wife, family, and friends." And he did that via way. They released a video on the social medias. It was a very, very nice sort of emotion-stirring, tear-jerking video. Like, he is one of the most lovable faces in the game space.
My body was not Reggie.
Yeah, like unanimous heartbreak across the industry when this was announced.
I was at work when I watched it, and I'm just like, watching. I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm just really passionate about work. Holding back tears. Oh, gee.
It's one thing
Yeah.
I've taken away from this announcement. I learned what his last name was. Didn't know what his last name was.
like-
He was just always Reggie.
I just think it's hilarious that a guy named Bowser has taken over.
Yeah,
Doug
like
Bowser.
have
Do you
you?
reckon they really thought about that before they gave him that role? They're like, can we do this? Like,
Yeah, our eternal antagonist is now the leader of our company. Like,
company, yeah.
Nintendo's like, you either retire the hero or you live long enough to hire a villain.
Yeah. But at the same sort of level, there is so many Doug Bowsette memes and sort of art crossovers
no.
around. Yeah, it's a slippery
actually,
slope if you want to Google it.
I'm gonna.
My favorite image is actually one with the actual Doug Bowser, and behind him there's like Mario and Luigi in the background, but
they're,
they're
like,
like tied up.
Yeah, that was during his like almost like an AMA Reddit looking thing where he's pulling up the cue card.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm excited to be here or whatever. And yeah, Mario and Luigi are tied up in the back.
Fantastic.
And if you look a shelf under it, there's nothing but like Goombas on that shelf.
I didn't notice that.
Notice
Yeah.
that.
Well, they are his minions. But yeah, big news. Like, he is one of the figureheads and pillars of the gaming community, and
And now he has the most prized princess.
it's insane. It's insane. But yeah, we wish him all the best, and it's good to see that he's sort of going out on his own terms and spending more time with the wife and family, which is always great. But
Yeah.
let's see what
beautiful.
vision Doug Bowser brings to the castle.
So this is one of those IRL moments where it's like a game where Bowser takes over.
Yeah. But it's like a good guy?
I mean, only time
What is
will
this,
tell.
Mario RPG or something?
Mario RPG, and then like, is that one of those games where Mario actually goes through all this bullshit and then takes out Bowser, and they're like, oh no, Bowser was actually like the greatest like president ever, You've ruined this from us.
Maybe life's just one big Mario Party.
Oh, I was playing Mario Party just yesterday.
Shit.
And the last bit of news that we're bringing to the table today, this is another rumor, but it is tying both the previous stories together very nicely. Microsoft bringing Game Pass and published titles to Switch. And this is via way of Imran Khan at GameSpot. And according to a report from outlet Direct Feed Games, Microsoft and Nintendo are about to get together in a big way in the near future. Not only will some Microsoft games find their way to the Switch, but it looks like the entire Game Pass library might arrive via the magic of streaming. The report states that Microsoft is looking into publishing some of their own catalog to the Switch in the form of actual ports. This is no way strange for Microsoft, who has dabbled in things like lending out rare games for Nintendo systems and developing and publishing games on Nintendo consoles such as Minecraft. Yeah. And Microsoft-owned developers like Ninja Theory and Obsidian are still self-publishing their games on the Switch and other systems as well. Additionally, the report goes on to say that Microsoft will be leveraging their announced Project X cloud streaming service to bring Xbox One games to the Switch. While the Switch can't natively play, it could stream it over the internet. This will be done through Game Pass, which allows players to subscribe to a service to access a Netflix-style library of games. In talking with our own sources, it has been suggested that the announcement of Game Pass on Switch could come as soon as this year. So damn!
That's fantastic.
That's huge.
Yeah, like Game Pass has got 100 plus games on it at the moment, and it is one of the best services available that Microsoft provide, and just opening that catalog up to the Switch player base would be quite a feat.
If only Sony knew how to play nice like that.
Yeah, it's very much Microsoft and Nintendo's now sort of walking arm in arm, and Sony sitting in the back or in the corner, wanting to, like, you know, they're almost begrudgingly sort of partying up with them here and there, obviously with the Fortnite cross-platform and the Rocket League stuff recently. But what do you guys reckon? Dream, what do you think about this potential bleed from Microsoft to Nintendo?
It's potentially going to be, I guess, an interesting direction, because effectively by making this service available, you're effectively making available a list of exclusives to people that you would assume just don't have the console, that don't have an Xbox. And
like me.
I actually, yeah, and you know, frankly, possibly like me in the next gen. We'll see what happens. I actually like this direction. I think it's clever. It's always smart when you just accept that things will never be perfect, and you just act accordingly, and to just, I guess, accept that you're not going to be able to flog a console to every man, woman, and child out there, and to instead just say, what else can we do? And then to go through the games as a service route and really develop that, and be the market leader on that. You really are just opening the whole thing up for yourselves to just have everyone involved. It's cool, man. I think it's really cool.
What about you, Miss Hart? You got anything to any thoughts?
Well, it makes me curious if they're gonna bring in this part where they're gonna make themselves more as an accessible library of games. You would think that would take them slowly away from making hardwares and just make me focusing on that aspect. I don't know. Especially if we're getting, like, we already just talked about a rumor of them creating new hardware. So I do appreciate that Microsoft, as Sam's kind of like saying, is like they're thinking outside of the box. They're seeing what their options are and what they can actually do. But I mean, you can only perfect one thing, can't you? So you're either gonna be strictly an online service, or you're gonna be still making hardware. I don't know. It's really competitive out there. It's really hard to stay ahead and matching the demands and requirements of gamers out there, and fitting what they want, but also competing with others. So, I mean, console-wise, unfortunately, PlayStation has held the key. Then you've got portable, which Nintendo has fucking kicked ass on. And then, you've got us elitists on PC, who we get, the best of the best. So, like, what does Microsoft actually have to offer? So, this is a good step. But what it means for the future of Microsoft, I don't know.
NPC boys, what do you reckon?
I think it's really smart for them to make the Switch.
I like that you looked into the camera so the audience could see that.
It's a habit. No, but I think it's a fantastic idea, because, I mean, the Xbox is the least successful console. So why not use something that they have and that's doing really well, and then bring it to the Switch? I mean, you can already use that on the PC. So I got no reason to get it.
I mean, you're right.
I love being right.
Oh, get out of here. No, but like, it is. Don't get me wrong. It's a great idea. It really is. Like to bring basically a whole bunch of Xbox games, have them available on a handheld console. It's a good idea. But like,
because you love Banjo-Kazooie so much.
Yeah, no, I love it. No, but you've derailed me.
Well, I guess,
happens
like,
all the time. He was just thinking about
about
Banjo-Kazooie, and he's just like, I hate that game so much.
To be
You're
fair,
not
I
a
wasn't
fan?
really
I didn't know this about you, Alex.
What, about Banjo-Kazooie or derailing?
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie.
No, because look, I didn't own an N64 growing up, so I wasn't raised on it. And then I think we played it on a Retro Wednesday. Could not wrap my head around like the way the camera moves. I was like, no, these controls are disgusting. This game could fuck right off.
The camera was pretty shit.
You gotta adapt and overcome, you weak ass bitch.
Oh, get out of here. and then you're telling me that Ukulele had the same controls. I'm like, why would they do that?
Well, you'll be able to relive all this and more on the Nintendo Switch soon, potentially. So, it's. I don't really think I can add anything more than what you guys all said as far as the conversation. I think it's a smart move by Microsoft. They're definitely trying to perfect their message moving into this next gen. Obviously, with the Xbox One, there was a whole heap of hullabaloo tied into has to be online all the time and various other sort of nuances that got gamers offside. So if they can come out at E3 and be like, we've got this new Anaconda platform coming out next year, we're also porting all 100 of these games plus that's going to evolve every month onto the Switch and this, that, the other. Like it'll get people excited because everyone wants that unity in gaming. You hear a lot of like what you guys were saying earlier, like you guys are all playing on your PlayStations, but I prefer to play console games on the Xbox because if you're comparing the Pro and the One X pisses all over the Pro, or at least my version does compared to the OG Pro that I've got because it's a fucking jet engine in my lounge room and everything else. But yeah, we want that unity. We want that level platform where we can jump on and blur the lines between Nintendo and Microsoft and Sony and maybe Soldier Boy's console will make a return. Who knows?
Oh no, get out of here.
Maybe that's going to be a big E3 announcement. But it's cool. It's cool. It's a good time to be a gamer. I think is the best thing to take away out of this. Like, if they can execute something like that, where I can go from playing on my Xbox at home and then I'm traveling or on transport or whatever, and I can pick up that same game on the Switch and the save will sort of transfer across. That's fucking magical. Like, sign me up for some of that. And Banjo-Kazooie on the Switch would be great. Thank you very much.
Yes, goddamn right it would be. You're goddamn right.
I feel attacked.
We've had, so he also played Legend of Zelda recently. This is another digging in for controls. He was like, fucking Z targeting's bullshit, man. But he plays Dark Souls, and it's the same mechanic, bro. It's the same.
I don't know what it was about Z targeting. I think it was the way it was handled with those. I could not wrap my head around it. And I evolved a different method of combat in that game to deliberately avoid Z-targeting. It was great. Finished it. It was great.
Then again, the Nintendo 64 controller for Banjo-Kazooie, like the Nintendo 64 controller was a piece of shit. Like,
confirm.
What? Yeah, I don't know what the
great.
hell that was.
It was great,
No.
and anyone who grew up with a Nintendo 64 will tell you that fit perfectly in your hands. I don't know how we managed to deal with the D-pad on the left side of the controller.
Because
that's
we
not
adapt
for me
and
to
overcome.
talk about. That's exactly right. Adapt, overcome, improvise. What is it? What's the
Adapt,
Bear Grylls
improvise,
one?
yeah. Improvise, adapt,
Anyway.
overcome. Bear Grylls,
And that's
drink
what we
Opus.
did. And frankly, we're better people than you for it. Brendan, Ali, we're better.
Yeah,
Oh no, I've got a callus on my palm for Mario Party and the fucking Joy-Con.
Wasn't that a lawsuit?
Yeah, they had
Didn't they have to, like-
Yeah.
they were so flimsy, that joystick too. Like, you'd go around to a mate's place and you'd jump on to some local 4-player and you just hope you wouldn't get the busted 64 controller with the joystick that's just permanently leaning
always
down.
with
the tape. With the tape on it?
The one that was sort of always dragged to the left.
There'd always be one.
You're always compensating for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most impractical controller, but as you said, Dream, we made it work as kids. Somehow, some way, we made it
You
playable.
have to.
Yeah, and as a little brother, I can say I was always dealt that controller.
Damn. But no, it's exciting times. Like there was some pretty cool things that we unpacked this episode. A lot of Microsoft, Nintendo bleed over or sort of just parallel stories, which leading into E3 has got people pretty hyped, and no doubt we'll see the reaction from Sony, whether it be at their own separate presser offsite at E3 as they do, or maybe they just wait for PSX later this year to unveil the PlayStation 5 after seeing how Microsoft unveiled the Anaconda. So, yeah, next few months are going to be fun.
Maybe Microsoft's Anaconda is going to be a handheld.
Maybe. Well, there was two sort of hardware offerings he's talking about there. Lockhart, maybe that's the big one, and Anaconda is the one that you play with in your hands. So
yeah, maybe.
Who sung Sir Mix-a-Lot? Maybe they get Sir Mix-a-Lot to come out and sort of unveil this thing
Nicki
at E3.
Minaj.
Oh, I hate Nicki Minaj so much. My God. Yeah.
Fucking Nicki Minaj.
But that Cardi B's even worse. Her music is so bad, and yet she's just
Okay.
Look.
Look. Some of Cardi B stuff's alright. My girlfriend is like all about that, so I listen to it all the time. And some of the stuff is actually alright. Like that new one with Bruno Mars. I'm all about Bruno Mars. That guy's a very talented man.
That's what's happening right there. Bruno Mars is like carrying.
Yeah, he's bringing the talent to the song.
Damn
It's the same as that Maroon 5 song. Like, why is Cardi B in there? Like, I like that girl song. It's got a good beat, and then she comes in here just rap talking about shit. I'm just like,
shit's all over it.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
God, who would
She's such a character though. Have you seen her on that reality show?
Oh,
she
don't
came
get me wrong.
from?
She's a hilarious person.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I like her music though.
Yeah, I do not.
That's fair.
I do not. So,
did not see our episode ending with that talking about Cardi B.
bit of Cardi B shade. All right, so that has been episode 140 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. Before we start doing all the closeouts, NPC boys, is there anything you wanted to say? I reckon give us a little bit more of a plug where we can find you, where we can see you, all that kind of stuff, because you are one of the hidden gems in the gaming community. We don't say that anywhere near enough. You guys are doing fantastic content each and every week, whether it be podcasting, whether it be streaming, whether it be even just being crazy on your Instagram stories leading into your episodes. It's constantly making me laugh and nearly wee my pants. Maybe I've got a bladder issue, but maybe you guys are just really funny. Who knows? But yeah, where can the listeners and the viewers track you boys down? Go.
We are everywhere at a couple of NPCs. We usually use Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. That's where we post a lot. We have a Discord as well, so if you go there, there's links to all that stuff. We do a weekly podcast on Twitch. We stream outside of the podcast 2-3 days a week. Currently, we're doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke, and that's hilarious. If you want to see Alex get really upset when a Pokemon dies, we do weekly highlights on YouTube. We're just always on the go. This is how we do.
They're everywhere, so find them on all those socials and on the Twitch. Give them a follow, give them a subscription, throw them a couple of bucks, get some emotes.
And our podcast is everywhere on like SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to find.
Twitch has brought in. I think this morning I got an email and they're just like, "Oop, affiliates get 5 emotes now." So we've already got some in the back burner because of Discord. We got all these emotes, so we're just gonna.
Can you give us the inside track on what one of these emotes might be?
Okay, so we've got the Kappa face, like the grayed out face. There's my face doing that. There's my face crying. There's Alex's face, his face raging, and there's him doing the laugh. The laugh face.
Yeah,
nice.
They are good. I've seen them.
But boys, thank you for finally getting on board with the episode 140. Apologies, it's taken us so goddamn long to get you on here. We are pretty shit like that sometimes, but it has been...
Good thing comes to those who wait.
Yes, that's very true, and hopefully it's not another 140 episodes before we get you guys back on here talking them video games.
Video games back.
But yeah, quick little bit of housekeeping. Yeah, audio-technica.com.au for all the tasty audio-based equipment, whether you're looking for headphones, microphones, turntables, streetwear. If this was a visual medium right now, you would see this sexy set of phones that our boy here's got on display from the NPCs. Looking great. But yeah, audio-technica.com.au, they do have some fantastic kit. We have been advocates of them since well before we even formed a relationship with these guys. So give it a look to improve your setup for gaming, podcasting, and everything else in between. Miss Hart, Dream, anything you want to say before we roll on out of here?
No, just go check out the Patreon. Drop $1 if you want to hear me talk about shit.
Yeah.
That's what I came here
guess,
for.
Just to add to that, we did episode 1 of the 8-Bit Cast, which is going to be live for everyone on March 1st, which is this Friday. For episode 1, it was myself, Drew from House of Mario, and Nato, who is, of course, a THG favorite, U-Game bro extraordinaire, and on every other podcast in the world. He's got so many. We talked about love and Valentine's Day and relationships because it was initially released on Valentine's Day. So if you want to hear some crazy dating stories, if you want to even learn a little bit more about love because we get a bit factual, go and check that out on March 1 or hit it earlier by signing up to the Patreon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I just want to say congratulations to a very successful Patreon launch. You guys are just killing it. It's great.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we've made our first stretch goal and we're on our way to our second, which is fantastic. So thank you for everyone that has dipped into their pockets and thrown a little change our way because it means
Everybody's
the world.
hungry.
Everybody's hungry because,
Love it.
that's the way the world is. So, yeah, any support you guys can throw behind that monetarily or even just, as I said, social shares, telling your friends, telling your families, telling your enemies. Just tell them. Patreon.com/Reader8bit. Get it out there. But, yeah, this has been episode 140 of the Hungry Gamers podcast. Thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time to listen. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe us, a couple of NPCs, and everyone else in the hashtag 8bit Collective on all the podcast platforms of your choosing because it helps keep those emotional lights on in our hearts. Until next time, 8bit Nation, much love.
Stay hungry.
And we will NPC you later.
You've been listening to The Hungry Gamers, one of many gaming and geek culture related podcasts from the 8-Bit Collective over on 8bit.net. Check out more episodes on your podcast service of choice. And while you're there, please be sure to rate and subscribe. Until next time, boys and girls, stay hungry.